Season 3, Episode 21. Bringing in Eshu vibes with the divisibles of 333 vibes. How y'all doing? How are you feeling? I hope everybody is good. New moon vibes. I hope you are feeling the elevation. I hope you're feeling the grounding that is required for growth, ultimately. Tapping into Gemini vibes. Happy birthday to the Geminis. And yeah, just feeling this energy, very mindfulness, right? That the energy of Gemini and Mercury in alignment brings. We're going to be tapping into one of Gemini's favorite herbs, tapping into dill. I was just at the community garden, RTV community garden, and made sure to pick some fresh dill. So last 7 weeks, I was focusing on the 7 herbs that are in Bloom Brew. So we concluded that last week. And now what I'm going to be doing for the foreseeable future, every Tuesday tea at 2 is highlighting a herb that we are growing in the garden, or what I'm growing in my small garden, but definitely have more selection at the RTV community garden. So we're starting off for this one with some fresh dill. It's always nice to have fresh herbs. Like I've got a ton of dried herbs. It is what it is. I love my herbs, but to be able to have fresh herbs, absolutely everything. So I will be highlighting the fresh herbs that we are growing at the RTV community garden. Like I said, from now for the foreseeable future, for Tuesday tea at 2. So if there are any requests that you have to find out if we have any of those particular herbs or what you want me to focus on next, if we got it, that's what it's going to be. So definitely touch base and let me know if there's a particular herb that you want me to highlight, to talk about a little bit more, give some of the medicinal and magical protections and alignments and such. Dill, multiple use, but is very detoxifying. It is, again, tapping into Mercury energy, Gemini energy. So it gives a very calm mindfulness, a very stoic kind of energy that's needed sometimes before you're making any decisions and stuff, clarity of thought and of feeling in that sense, bringing in the spirituality and practicality. And then we are tapping into Fushite. So bringing in also very heart chakra alignment. It is a green stone. So bringing in that balance again, when we think about the 3 chakras above and the 3 below, the heart is that center energy. So whenever we're tapping into a green stone, and Fushite in particular as well, really brings an assimilation and a balance in regards to the mind and the heart. So tap in to some Fushite, tap in to some dill, fresh dill. Awesome herb for specifically when you're making seafood or fish dishes. In my case, I am vegan, but I do make a lot of as if it was, right? Real fish or real seafood. People eat my vegan food and they're like, how is this not meat? How is this not seafood? How is this not fish, right? But when I do my vegan fish dishes or seafood dishes, dill is absolutely like a lot in there. So especially when it's fresh, is everything. It's everything. What's up, Queen Roni? I see you. Welcome, welcome. I see you, Batley Elizabeth. Thank you for joining. Art by Leoana. Thank you for joining. Dr. Nehemiah Nefertiti. Thank you for joining. Thank you. I'm in Brooklyn, actually. I see you're asking if I'm in LA. I am in BK all day. But yeah, here online. So I am global, right? I see y'all on YouTube as well. Infinity Saz. Welcome, welcome. Kason, the official, welcome, welcome. Thank y'all for joining. I appreciate you so much, as always. I'm here every Tuesday at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard, Eastern Daylight Time, tapping into the universal laws, tapping into herbs, tapping into crystals and angel numbers and our messages from our angels. Got some meditation music playing in the background. We're going to sip our tea. We're going to pick a card from this awesome deck by Reverend Dr. Aaron Fall Haskell, as I do every week, to see what spirit chooses for us to highlight the universal law of the week. And then I just download and channel and let spirit use me. They speak, I listen, and I channel, and I transmit the information. I always say it's about confirmation, even more so than information, right? So we're going to get what we're going to get. We're going to get what it is. So first and foremost, I thank you for being here. I thank Baba Ozain, the Orisha of everything that is green and grows. Asheo. I got my fresh dill in here. You see that? Just wash it up, put it right in there, steep it in your tea, in your water. I always steep for 11 minutes. I'm all about the master numbers. That's why at 2:22, every time we're here, we do our declarations and such, but 11 minutes steep. And then I drink her down. Tapping in again, Baba Ozain is the Orisha of our plants and our herbs and everything that is growing in a garden, on a farm. So we give thanks. Baba Oko is also in alignment with agriculture and harvest. But as we tap into actually bringing in the herbs and ingesting it, it is more than just a thing, right? This is about nature. My brand being Back to Natural is really about that reminder that we're not a part of nature, we are nature. There's literally no separation. The same way that there's no separation in regards to us and the Most High. And the crystals, right? A tangible manifestation of the Creator. So naturally, as are we. So when we bring in this energy, it's not like this anything that's kind of coming back to us. It's really just alignment, coming so in alignment. And I'm at the garden almost every day, sometimes even in the rain, just to get my bare feet on that ground, bare soles to the soil to ground my soul. So any chance you get, tap in and remind yourself that you are one with nature. Ashe. So I think we're gonna tap right in. I was, like I said, at the garden twice already. I'm a block and a half away, which is heaven. But I went early in the morning, had an 11 o'clock meeting, went back before this, here now. And as soon as this is done, I'm going back to the garden. We just got some sunflowers that we transplanted from a neighbor who wanted to donate to the garden. So we're about to put them in the ground. So I'm excited to help out with that. So going back to do that soon. But again, I do hope that you're feeling the energy of this new moon that we had yesterday that peaked last night, actually. It's very fresh. This energy is very fresh for our new moon. So 11:02 p.m. Eastern Standard Time was our peak for this Gemini new moon. So I just hope that you're bringing in the energy of newness, of bringing in fresh energy. We're still in, the spring season, heading our way, a month and a half to go or so into bringing in the summer. So just tap in. I mean, it's pretty much a month now, right? I think June 20th is the first day of summer, is our summer solstice. So yeah, we're like less than a month now that we think about it. It's going quickly. And I don't know about y'all, but I've been saying this, like, there is a quickening that is happening. There is such an acceleration of this illusion of linear time that is happening right now that is reminding us that we literally control and manifest and master this illusion of time as long as we just believe it and we just literally like name it and claim it, demand it and command it. But then it starts to actually show in a very tangible way. Like we say time flies, but these days, like time is just like, I don't know, man. It's like speed of light type stuff happening because I genuinely can't believe we're at the end of May. Like it's the 27th of May today. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of crazy. So I hope that that's serving you, however, because some people, when we say sometimes time flies, we can say it negatively and we can also say it positively, right? It really depends on how it's serving us. But this like acceleration, this quickening, it just feels really good to me. It really feels good to me, even though I feel like, holy crap, I can't believe it's already, right? It's just kind of like, it's just about that more in store. And every day, every hour that passes and that goes means that we're getting closer to all of the things. It's harvest, right? And harvest is continual. There's not just one day of harvest. So every day should be more like, yeah, yay, let me get there. Even aging. Like I love the idea of aging. Every year, I'm 46 now. I'm like, yo, bring it on. Like I want to know and see what 47 and 48 and 49 and 50 and 100, God willing. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to know and feel what that is, because at the end of the day, it's longevity and it's life. And regardless of aches and pains and whatever that elders do feel and experience that's bittersweet, you're breathing, you're here, you know what I mean? So anyway, all of that to say, let's tap in to our universal law and see what is good for us this week. So as always, I do ideally love for you all to choose the cards. So when I start shuffling over like this, somebody can give me a stop top or stop bottom. Whatever I see first is what I will choose. But if a single card flies out on its own, I choose that card because ultimately it is spirit choosing for us. If 2 cards fall out or a stack falls out, I put it back in the deck and we shuffle some more, and we shuffle some more, and we shuffle some more. So let's tap right in. You know, there's things always happening as above, so below, right? And usually I give a whole rundown of the different celestial events that are happening, the things to look forward to. Like I said, mentioning the new moon that we had and all the good stuff. The only thing I will mention, because I'm trying again, get back to the garden, but through this is June 11th is our strawberry full moon. So I would love for those who are in the New York area, tri-state area, or if you want to travel, wherever you are more than welcome. I want you to save the date for June 11th, which is our strawberry full moon, because I am officially announcing, without all the details, but I am officially announcing that I am going to be hosting an in-person event, which has been a minute. I've been doing more in-person events more intimately in my art gallery, different things like that, doing pop-ups outside, in different places and stuff. But I will be hosting an awesome, awesome event. That's all I'm gonna say. That you just need to know when, and I will give you the details on where and all the logistics. But for now, June 11th is our strawberry full moon, and I would love to see you in Brooklyn around 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna give a teaser out there to save the date for the strawberry full moon on June 11th, 2025, 5 to 8 p.m. BK all day. That's all you need to know right now. That's all you need to know right now, all right? And I hope to see you, It's gonna be awesome, okay? And everybody's been asking, when are you doing another event? We miss you doing events, and I hear you, and there's been a lot that I'm doing and dealing with and stuff, and I'm just trying to pace myself, but Spirit came through with this idea, this franchise, this concept, and the perfect location, the perfect everything. Is just outdoors though. There's a fly in my house, I just heard it. Sorry. They've been getting in, I don't know why. There's another one that I saw the other day. Where are you? Probably trying to get out of the window. But yes, perfect alignment for this strawberry full moon. So I'm very, very excited to share. And that's all you're getting. That's all you're getting. So please do save the date, June 11th, 2025, BK all day, 5 to 8 p.m. That's all you're getting right now. And stay tuned. So I'm shuffling over. Give me a stop top or a stop bottom, whoever is here, unless we get a single card, which we just got. Here we go. Wow. The law of transcendence. Revere the dark side of life. Now, for those who have been following me, for those who come to these Tuesday Tea at 2s every Tuesday or every occasional, or you watch it in the future or whatever it may be, I often talk about the transformation that happens in the dark. I often say, don't be afraid of the dark. I often say to revere the dark and not to think of dark as just being negative. And that ultimately it's about what we are choosing to focus on when we are dealing with something that is not favorable, that is not ideal, whatever it is, how we're defining something. But when we're thinking about the seeds that we're planting, when we think about growth, there is only a certain time that we're going to see the growth actually come above the surface. And I make so many garden analogies, and I always have, but the fact that I'm literally gardening every day and I'm seeing in tangible form these metaphors that I have been spewing for years, it's incredible. But ultimately, you plant a seed in the dark. It's the same thing like gestation when it comes to having a baby. It happens in the dark. That is where the most growth happens. You think about the butterfly and the cocoon in the dark, but such major transcendence, transformation, metamorphosis, the roots start growing first in the dark. So you have to be grateful for that. You have to revere that, because without that first stage, you're not going to see the sprout coming to the light and coming above the surface. So every time we tap in to change and to growth and to the things that we want to actually manifest, it starts in the dark more often than not. So be grateful for that. That is this energy of reverence, of revering the dark. And it brings us into alignment of revering the things that aren't, again, as ideal and as favorable. Because if we choose to change our perspective when it comes to this thing that is dark or even negative or whatever, it's not ideal, and decide to look at it in a different way, it automatically switches the vibration. And then we can make that dark, negative, low thing, unfavorable thing, something so much bigger and so much brighter because of how we're just choosing to bring it more into a positive and a more of a highlight. We're highlighting this thing that is seemingly dark. And again, perspective and perception is everything. So if you decide that this thing is not dark, this thing is not ugly, this thing is not unfavorable, it is what it is. And I am now going to transcend it into something more, into something brighter, into something lighter, because I have the power to do that. That is this energy of co-creating and co-curating our existence. So this is the energy of transcendence that we are bringing in here. And this energy of revere, very specific in the wording, right? Hello, Charles. Welcome. Thank you for joining my live. I appreciate you. Long time. High school buddy. What's up? Love to you and Shannon. So when we tap into this energy of revere and reverence, right? We tap into ancestral alignment. We're tapping into worship. We're tapping into praise. And we do so much of that outside of ourselves. So much of it thinking that it is more than who we are and that it should be actually internalized. We should be bringing this energy of reverence in. And this also brings in the highlight of the dark and bringing in this energy of what is uncovered, what is under the surface, what is growing beneath the soil, beneath the soul in many ways, right? I always align the soul and the soil because we are planting seeds in the soil as we are planting seeds in our soul. And it's also about a returning and a remembering more than a seeking and a finding. You know what I'm saying? So when we tap in to revering ourselves, our soul, our soul's mission, so much comes to the light so that anything that can be deemed as dark automatically gets transcended, automatically gets transformed, automatically metamorphosizes into something that is brighter, into something that is lighter. That is the phoenix rising from the ashes. And naturally, we can imagine that it is not very favorable or pleasurable to be burning at the stake in many ways, right? When we tap into thinking about what a phoenix has to go through, but then it rises into this powerful energy that had to only happen and could have only happened through the flame, through the fire. This energy of through the fire, that is what metamorphosis is all about. That is what purification by fire is all about. So revere it, but revere yourself. The same way that we tap into revering the Creator, the Most High, our ancestors, our angels, there is no separation. And the best way to practice reverence is to practice with ourselves. The best form of self-love is self-discipline. So when we pray every day and we're doing all of these things and we're meditating, we're grounding and we're taking care of our gardens and tending to our gardens quite literally, this is that initial garden. Your temple ultimately is the altar. You are the altar. So whatever work you are doing externally, practice internally. Make sure that you are filling up your cup and letting others drink of the overflow. That is the practice, that is the work, and it is the ultimate best way to actually revere Source, to actually revere the Most High, because we are the gift that was given. We were literally are like, God said, here, you, I'm giving you you. I'm giving you life. I'm giving you this human experience. You're a divine being, but living this human experience. There are so many divine beings that may wish that they got to experience these things because we get to have sensory, we get to have communication, we get to build relationships, we get to create. We get to create. We're not just bystanders in this situation, right? We're creating every single second of the day. Every morning that we wake up, we get to open our eyes and we get to breathe and give thanks to our soul for returning to our body to give us another opportunity to live and fulfill and fully feel our soul's purpose. So when we have that kind of experience and we've been chosen and have chosen to have that kind of experience, good, bad, or ugly, revere it, be grateful for it, and practice that reverence for yourself more than anything. That is the best way to get God to be like, good on you, word up, because this is what I give you. Don't waste it. Don't squander it. Don't take it for granted. Don't think that you have every day, right? It's the same thing. We're talking about like, I can't wait for the next year and 50 and 80 and all of the year, because that's all more life. it's all more life. Like, I'm not going to think about, oh no, I'm 46. I'm like, no, yay. Like, what does next year look like? I can't wait to see what it all looks like. So it's all part of the reverence for life and the zest for life and being so grateful for every single aspect of it, good, bad, or ugly. We are supposed to experience all of it. We signed up for this. We signed up for this. Let's not get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? So as we're here, the question always is, what are we going to do with the time? What are we going to create? And if it's about us thinking about what happens when we're not here anymore, which is part of reality, fine, sure, because we're humans, right? Divine beings living this human experience. And then the question is, then what are you leaving behind? What's the legacy? What are you going to create? You know what I'm saying? So I see you, Ia Wilhelmina. Thank you for joining. Mwah! Good afternoon, Ia. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Talking about the gardening. I know you know what's up. Talking about creating. I know you know what's up. Incredible, incredible assemblage artist, Sister Studio. And I see you, Sirius Blake. What up, King? Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. We are tapping into the law of transcendence, revering the dark. Transformation happens in the dark. Gestation happens in the dark. We plant seeds, and under the soil, it's in the dark. All of this is happening in the dark. The butterfly in the cocoon, in the chrysalis, is in the dark. And then everything comes to the light. The darkness ultimately is the gateway, right? When we think about the light is like we think about the tunnel. The tunnel is dark, and you're going through this tunnel and you focus on the light at the end of the tunnel. But you have to go through the dark. You have to go through the tunnel to get to the other side. But don't stay stuck just being like, oh, it's too dark. You know what I'm saying? Keep moving. Keep on moving, because it is going to get lighter. It is going to get brighter. I promise you that. Just keep going. 222. Balance and harmony surrounds me. Balance and harmony surrounds me. Balance and harmony surrounds me. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Tapping into fresh dill today from the garden. Fresh dill today. And our declaration for our universal law is, I revere the dark side of life. Because dark doesn't have to be evil. Like, this is the thing that society tries to make us think and feel, so that we actually stay away from the dualistic nature of ourselves and to not come into the integration, the holistic integration of who we are and how we're made. We have to embrace all parts of us in order to come into this holistic nature. And holistic with the H-O-L, but holistic with the W-H-O-L-E. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to be whole. And there are so many parts of us. But when we deny them, thinking that, oh, that's dark, and we think of this energy of dark, dark doesn't necessarily mean negative. Dark doesn't automatically equate low vibrational or low frequency. So much change happens in the dark. Transformation and metamorphosis happens in the dark. So when you embrace it, when you accept it, when you revere it, quite literally, we talking about reverence, the way that we revere God and our ancestors and our Orisha and our angels and ourselves ultimately. So this nature of revering the dark really opens things up on a much different perspective in order for us to change our perception in what dark really means. And as a result, what we have access to in regards to the light. Because oftentimes we can only get to the light going through the dark. That light at the end of the tunnel is dark. That sprout that comes above the soil, the roots grow in the dark first. Ain't nothing coming out the ground if the roots don't grow first. I can assure you that. And I can see it firsthand, but at the end of the day, we can't see it. And this is where faith is so powerful, because faith is about what's in the unseen. And you don't see the roots growing unless you plant in a glass dome. You know what I'm saying? If you don't put that seed in something see-through, when you're just planting it in the earth, planting it in the ground, Earth Mother, you're not seeing that growth until. But with the faith that you know that this seed is growing, with the faith that you know that the roots are sprouting, the faith is in the dark. The faith happens in the dark. It is in the unseen. So it's really powerful to change our perspective, especially what society tries to make us think this notion of dark and darkness is. It's also when we think about colorism, right? And how, as Black people in particular, whether African American, whether Caribbean, whatever diaspora, what you think of, how you align, we've had all of these like really messed up conditionings in regards to dark and dark skinned and black and all of these things to take us away from this essence of being created in the image of God, of being created in the image of the dark of the sky. You only see the stars in the dark of the sky. That's why you're able to see the stars. We don't see them in the day. They're there. Think about it. The stars don't go away in the day. They're always there. We only see them in the dark, y'all. Think about that. And if we are literally made up, not if, we are literally made up of the same stuff stars are made of. So then naturally we are going to shine brighter in the dark, right? As we go through that darkness, as we go through that shadow work and the dark night of the soul and all of that stuff, and like really that feel it to heal it, face it to replace it, the urge to purge, all this release to increase, like we gotta go through it. And sometimes it is ugly, sometimes it is uncomfortable. But if there is any time, and I've been saying for months, for years probably now, it is time to get comfortable being uncomfortable. This is the energy of revering the dark. And when you can revere the dark, the light comes easy. And then that taps in the energy of light work. And not just light work in terms of the brightness, but light work in terms of weight. It's easy. It's easy when you come through the dark. It's easy when you get through the chaos and you find peace. So revere it. Be grateful for it, because ultimately it just makes you more resilient. It makes you stronger. It makes you happier. It makes you be able to, like, whatever else can come, you be like, yo, what else you got? Like, bring it here. See me here. Whatever. I got this. You can't go wrong with that. You cannot go wrong with that. So I revere the dark side of life. I revere the dark side of life. I revere the dark side of life. Can't go wrong. Cannot go wrong. So I'm going to wrap up so I can get back to the garden. And Ania Wilhelmina is in her garden now. Indeed, I can't get enough. And you might have missed it since you just joined, but June 11th, I've just shared a save the date. So I will definitely let you know personally, yeah. But June 11th, if you can be in Brooklyn around 5 o'clock, it is the strawberry full moon. I'm working on something that's going to be very, very powerful. And it is going to be in person. Strawberry full moon, June 11th, 5 to 8 p.m. So save the date. That's all I'm saying so far. And stay tuned for the updates. But I just wanted to share the save the date for now, because for any of those in New York, in Brooklyn, tri-state area, wherever you are, if you want to come through, you should come through, because it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. And it's been a minute since I've done an in-person event, and people have been asking and such, and everything just lined up so perfectly for this. So it's got to be done. It's got to be done. Shay loving me first. I love that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you, thank you. Just wrapping up, but definitely tune in once it is posted. And let's get our angel number. So I always love when somebody gives me the time, but these days I've been like rushing to the garden. So I'm just going to choose. So look at the time, which is 2:28. Somebody vouch for me that it's 2:28, and we're going to read our angel message for 2:28. Good. Recognize value. Building a life relies on gratitude for what you already have. Hold something in your heart that is dear to you. Visualize it and feel the appreciation you have for it filling your soul. Feel the uplifting emotions flow through you. Feel the overflowing of love that comes from connecting to divine gratitude. Beautiful. I'm going to read that again because I messed it up a little bit. Recognize value. Building a life relies on gratitude for what you already have. Hold something in your heart that is dear to you. Visualize it and feel the appreciation you have for it fill your soul. Feel the uplifting emotions flow through you. Feel the overflowing of love that comes from connecting to divine gratitude. What are you grateful for today? I start every morning scripting and then listing 3 things that I'm grateful for. That's how I start the day. Like before there's even things to be like, oh yeah, this happened today. It's like, no, right now, right when I wake up, and I usually start my scripting at 9:36 a.m. to tap into the 369 frequency. in the sun, because usually the sun is beaming right into my living room, right on the windowsill. I put my journal down and I am sun scripting. I am scripting in the sun. The sun Ra is activating every word that my wand, my pen is manifesting. So powerful. So as I'm doing that, it's the start of the day. People are like, what could you possibly be grateful for already? There are plenty things that we can think about right at the start of the day. So I welcome you and I invite you to do that, to start off your day in gratitude and watch how the rest of the day goes and flows. So just as this is saying, focus on what you already got, more in store. I can promise you that, more in store. I also wanted to share this beautiful piece that I'm grateful for that my sister Tony Taylor made for me, and I love, love, love it. So I have added it to my full collection of adornments. So I just wanted to shout out my sister. I know she's gonna watch it later. She's usually here live, but if she's not here live, she tunes in later. And I wanted to give her a personal shout out and another personal thank you for this gorgeous piece that I love, love, love. And just falls so perfectly with everything else. Like, are you seeing how it's like it was made for like the whole connection and collection? It's awesome. I'm gonna go back to the garden and yeah, I'll see y'all. I'll probably share some clips and stuff like that from there. And June 11th, 5 to 8 p.m., BK all day. Noted. Save the date. More soon. Okay. I love y'all. I'm sorry I'm missing some shout outs over here on Ariette. Thank you for joining on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I think I got everybody on IG. I did. Okay. I love y'all. Thank you so much. Mwah. And lest we forget, in the meantime and in between time to get back to natural. Peace.